evil in human nature.
She wouldn't even vomit now.
Just like I would tell you, if you're going to do something, do it well. And leave something witchy. Leave a sign to let the world know that you were there.
Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
I record.
Okay, same. So did you hear that shrooms got legalized in Denver?
We're one step closer.
But it's funny because you have the whole Denver airport there. And so can you imagine like taking shrooms and then going to the Denver airport and seeing that huge ass horse?
Oh. Oh.
You know the Denver airport is the one
that.
with the Illuminati, right?
Yeah, I know the whole. I've heard about that. I think it's kind of silly, but also, why does it make sense?
Right? It's like, there's no way the Illuminati's there, but you know,
No.
It kind of makes sense it could be there, but oh well.
Yeah.
But can you imagine,
But
like,
then-
having shrooms,
Sorry.
like,
I
hallucinating,
choked.
like, tripping the fuck out, and going to the Denver airport?
That should be like an activity.
A spiritual
That
activity.
Has to be a spiritual activity.
Spiritual activity.
Oh. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm. I hear crickets.
Oh. I hear the owl. Or actually, he's not awake yet.
The alien!
So, okay, so I watched The Fourth Kind again, I mean, for the first time after so many years.
Uh-huh.
Maybe 4 years. And it wasn't as scary as I remember it.
No, then it's not that bad, like, second or third time.
Yeah. But the thing is, also, now I know that it's actually not a true story.
Ah, true.
It's just based loosely on events that happened in the town, but it wasn't real, like the tapes and all that weren't real. So,
Yeah.
I guess it just kind of takes it away. It takes away from it's like watching the Blair Witch Project, that you know that it's not real anymore, right?
And on the spoiler note right there, welcome to Undercover Coven. What's up?
Come on, that movie's from the 90s.
I know.
Welcome back.
I know. Just in case you wanted to watch a 90s movie and you had no idea. Hi. What's up?
Hello.
How was your day?
Not much. My day was.
It just was?
It just was.
Oh, okay. Okay. I get that.
Yeah.
I swear I went through every emotion at work today.
Oh.
I cried at my desk by myself.
Why?
I don't know. I felt bad. For some reason. I don't know. Then my boss and we went to lunch, and then I couldn't stop laughing. Then we hiked up the hill where I work, and my lungs closed up, and then I couldn't stop laughing again because my lungs were closed. Because that's funny.
Was that funny?
It's funny to me. It's like, I'm dying.
I die.
I went through a phase where I was really productive, and I'm like, let's go, let's work.
Doing this.
Yes, fuck yes. And then I'm like,
You went through every emotion that every single moment of your cycle over your 28 days.
Yeah,
You literally went through all of them
basically
in one day.
Yeah. I think it's because since I had my fever and everything last week, and I couldn't really show emotions. And I didn't really
Everything's coming out now.
and I didn't really feel anything besides pain.
Oh.
No, but physical pain, not emotional pain.
Of course.
I think it just came out right now.
You're detoxing.
Detoxing feelings. I like that.
Yeah.
I hope it comes out more because I hate feelings. I hate
feeling feelings.
I hate feeling feelings, and I have too many of them.
Sorry, do you hear that in the background? If you guys hear a buzzing thing, I don't know. I feel like that's been going on for a while. Should I go check on my roommate?
Oh yeah.
Do you hear that?
I thought those are the crickets I'm listening to.
Are you serious? I think it's her vacuum, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. Oh, I thought it's her vibrator.
But it's just been going on, like, it's been on for, like, 20 minutes now. Should I go check on her? Or on what it is?
Maybe you should.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, bye.
No, it seems to be moving.
Oh, okay.
She stopped it.
Okay, so
Okay,
she's...
I was just wondering, like,
so,
are you okay?
So she's alive.
She's alive.
Hi, Jax.
Oh, hi. Okay.
Yeah,
It doesn't really bother me.
it's
just
like
weird.
it's like a weird. I hear like a whistle.
So it's like a. Imagine turning on like an electric toothbrush,
Oh,
it's like that,
like a vibrator,
like a drill,
like a vibrator.
but not really. That would be really aggressive if it was. Well, also I don't know what kinky shit she's in, so it doesn't matter.
Jax, no.
Should we talk about how he was chilling on the roof the other day?
So my mom and I were talking in my living room, and
He's so cute.
we were talking about in my living room, and all of a sudden the window starts like moving, the curtain, and I'm like, wait, a cat's gonna come in or something, and it was Jax, and Jax was on the roof.
Just walking, just chilling.
Jax was on my roof. Satan was on the roof.
It's so funny.
It was weird.
He used to do it when he was a little bit tinier, no?
Yeah. He escapes out the window.
But through the second floor?
I know, right? That's the weird thing.
Anyway, what we're talking about today.
Wait.
I feel like we talked to...
One thing.
Ooh.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter! We should do we shout him out every episode, but we should do an episode dedicated to him, like something that he wants to hear.
Yeah. Okay, so Peter, your assignment is to send us a topic you want us to talk about, anything you want, and we'll do it.
Yeah.
Yay.
And it'll be dedicated to you. So.
Yeah. More dedicated to you.
Yeah. Specifically dedicated to you.
Okay, go ahead. Introduce the topic for today's.
Yes. So today we wanted to do something really chill, because that's how we're feeling. Just chilling, minding my business. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying. So today we're just going to talk about movies. So I'm always into horror movies, but lately I've been watching a lot of them. Watching like new movies that I've never watched before and stuff like that. And so I came up with the idea of doing, why is he in the chair?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna ignore him.
Look, at this point, I don't ask. I just accept. And I think that's a lesson we can all learn from life. I don't ask, I just accept.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So each one of us made a top 5 list. So we're gonna talk about movies that we watched before. I will say now, spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, big
for
spoiler
some of
alert.
them. Yeah. So you can skip whatever. We'll let you know when. Actually, no. This is your disclaimer. I'm not gonna be like.
Oh, skip
every
to
single one.
Skip to this amount of numbers. No, just like
I was like, no.
You've been warned, okay? Spoiler alert.
You've been warned right now. So we're both gonna talk about. So what we have is like both of our lists, like top 5s. We're gonna do whatever out of whatever axis that we're rating them. So we're gonna rate them, our favorite scenes, and then we're gonna talk about 2 other movies, just like kind of like fit in a whole separate category.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just kind of like a chill talk episode.
I like it. I'm enthused.
Sorry. I had a little wine, so I feel like it's. Anyways, keep going.
I'm enthused. I like talking about movies.
Me too. Do you want to start?
I love how we're not talking about movies.
I know. Well, we started watching. We were gonna talk about The Chambers first because that's when we started recording. It was like, well, maybe we should talk about this on camera.
Yes. So, I watched a series on Netflix a few days ago. I actually finished it in like 3 days. It's called
Yeah.
It's called Chambers, and it's about it all has to do with Native Americans, which I thought was pretty cool. It's about a girl who's Native American who gets a heart transplant, and she's a teenager. And when she gets the heart transplant, the father of the donor comes up to her and starts like being weird with her, like obsessed a little bit. And then she goes over to dinner to like their house with her uncle, and they offer her like a scholarship to a great school where the donor went and everything.
Okay.
And they start like trying to make her the donor.
To like they're trying to turn her into
Yeah, it seems
him
that
or her.
way.
Is there a guy or a girl?
They're both girls, and it starts to seem that way, as if they're trying to make her something she's not.
Oh.
And then she starts having weird visions. Like, for example, she goes over to the house, and she'll be like, for example, what's her name? Becky? Something like that.
Sure.
She killed herself in the shower. And then all of a sudden she'll be like, no, she didn't. This and this and this happened. And she doesn't know where that comes from.
What the fuck?
And it's so interesting because it gets into, apart from like Native American lore, it gets into cults. And
Ooh.
and it's so good. Like, seriously. And some of the imagery is pretty out there. Like, some things are very hard to watch. And I'm like, why aren't people in like the horror community talking more about this series? Because I thought it was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, and I finished it in like 3
I'm gonna
days.
start watching it.
Because I couldn't.
Really?
I couldn't.
How many episodes?
13. Because I couldn't stop watching it. I'm just like, I was like, I woke up and I started watching it immediately. So good.
That's crazy. I'm gonna start watching. I know that you recommended it to me, but I wasn't sure what it was about.
It's good. Uma Thurman's in that series. I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's Chambers. So if you can watch
Nice.
it, go watch it because you're gonna like it. If you're into cults, if you're into lore, it's a good series to watch.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start watching tonight.
So, movies.
Yes.
Movies. Let's talk about
Movies.
one we both watched recently. Just to start off.
Yes.
Which is the Ted Bundy movie. Because I don't remember what it's called.
Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Vile. No, wait.
You see? The Ted Bundy
It's a
movie.
long title.
Shockingly.
Yeah, the new Netflix Ted Bundy movie with Zac Efron and Lily Collins.
Yes.
There you go.
That's the movie. So
That's the movie.
It's Shockingly Evil or something.
Shockingly Evil, yeah.
It's
Extremely
something with...
Wicked, Shockingly Evil.
I don't know. Anyway.
Shockingly Vile, Extremely Vile, and Vile. I don't know. You guys. So, this movie, so far, I don't know when the release date is for South America. Anywhere else but America.
And Canada.
Yes. Because it already came out in the States and Canada. And Netflix. So, I would recommend it because I'm so proud of Zac Efron for this one.
I am too.
He really proved himself.
I am not a fan of Zac Efron. I've never been a fan of Zac Efron. Ever.
We traumatized her, first of all.
First of all. Yes, I'm gonna have like a Vietnam flashback right now. But yes.
Her eyes literally wander to the right.
Yeah.
That's the left.
But these girls, they made me watch High School Musical not once, not twice, like 500 times, and then I had to go watch 17 again 2 times. One of them I was tricked into watching. So no, I do not like Zac Efron.
I do remember that we stopped for McDonald's one of those times right before the movie, and you were pretty happy about that, so.
That was just a trick. That was a trick.
That was a trick. That was the trick.
That was the trick.
Oh, also, we took you to watch High School Musical 3 because that came out in theaters.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know you did.
Also, Paula she was our computer whiz friend when we were when the first and the second one came out, so we made her download us the entire soundtracks.
Yes.
And make her listen to it.
They also made me, because my family is from the US, they also made me tell my aunt to get me DVDs of High School Musical and give it to them.
I think that was Fernanda, because my dad used to send me that stuff.
I think that was Fernanda anyway.
Yeah.
They made me do things that I did not want to do, okay? That's why I'm in therapy.
Bottom line, she hates... That's not why you're in
No, that's not why I'm in therapy. But bottom line, I hate Zac Efron. No, I don't hate him. I just despise him. I just don't like him. But anyway, I saw this movie and I'm like, wow, Zac Efron did a great job. And I am surprised.
Yeah, no, he did. He really proved himself that he can come out of that like hot guy rom-com typecast that he got stuck in.
Totally. No jokes.
Yeah. And I liked it because the series wasn't about, they didn't romanticize it. They didn't make it like,
thank the Lord.
Because, the States loves to do that. Have you ever watched Death Note? I was so upset when I watched it. I didn't finish it. They didn't romanticize it. It was more of Liz's, which was Ted Bundy's girlfriend, longtime girlfriend. They did it from her perspective and like what she was going through and kind of how his life and her life deteriorated because of what he did and what were the consequences of having a double life, technically.
Yeah. That's what I really liked as well. It's like a perspective that we don't really see. As a when we as a true crime community, we focus more on the serial killer himself or on the victims
and the crimes,
yeah. Right? But we don't focus on like, holy shit, there's a whole family behind this, and it's just in time. Dimension. And it's just in time with me reading Carrie Rawson's book, the daughter of the BTK killer, because I read that book and I started crying because I'm like, holy shit, these people had no idea that their father basically was the BTK killer. So I'm thinking the same thing about Ted Bundy, that poor Liz, right?
Yes.
And her daughter, like they figured they had like a whole life together, and it was just lies. And it's so hard to see that. And I think they both did. Lily Collins and Zac Efron, they did an amazing job. Amazing job.
Yeah, they did. But see, this is the thing, is that going into the movie, I watched it with an open mind, of course. When it comes to Zac Efron, I know that Lily Collins is an amazing actress. And she can pull the character like this. Any drama, anything she can pull off. But Zac Efron I was a little scared of because of, well, technically just the typecast. Right? And again, he really proved himself.
I
proud
think
of him.
Everybody was scared of Zac Efron when they were like, oh, Zac Efron's going to be Ted Bundy. And I'm like, how?
And they're gonna make him, they're gonna make Ted Bundy hot, and they're gonna romanticize it, and they're gonna make it like dreamy and stuff. And it wasn't like that. I think Zac Efron is probably one of the hottest guys in the world. After Jared Leto, nobody ever compares. Anyway,
I'm not gonna say anything.
Jared Leto. Anyways, so I was scared that they were gonna make like Ted Bundy dreamy and like stuff like that, but they didn't. Like, he looks ugly.
He looks horrible.
He ugly in the
he does, especially when he's like in court and stuff like that. He looks horrible.
Yeah,
he looks horrible. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but that last scene before he goes to the electric chair, that was terrifying. Like, the look in his eyes was absolutely insane, and I thought that was I was like, okay, this movie's great. That's when I was convinced.
Yeah.
No,
I agree. So, whoever hasn't watched it, recommend it, 100%.
Yeah.
Go out there, watch it. go out there, watch it. Just stay home. Just turn on Netflix.
Just put on Netflix.
Yeah.
So, do you want to get into the lists?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to go first?
Okay. How are we gonna do it? I say all of my 5, and then you say all of your 5.
Sure.
Or you want to go like your 5th, my 5th?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Okay.
So, my number 5 is a movie that recently came out, which I was about, which was Stephen King's Pet Sematary.
Okay.
Why? Because they needed more budget, one. And they changed things about the book that weren't necessary, and they also spoiled something in the trailer, and I thought that sucked.
That's so rude.
It is. But the movie, like, if you don't know what it's about, like, at all,
Yeah.
it's like an okay movie. But it's just that you have to compare it to the one in the 80s because the dog is on the desk.
Oh, hi.
Because
His ass. It's so fluffy.
because the one in the 80s had scenes that were very well done and had moments that were like legitimately scary, and this movie tried to replicate it in some way, but it didn't like turn out the way they wanted. But I still give it credit because the story was great. The changes they made were justified in my opinion, but they just needed like a little bit more budget. I think they could have pulled it off a lot more if they had a little bit more money.
Huh. I haven't watched it yet, which when I heard that it was coming out, I was kind of excited because, it's definitely on my top 5 Stephen King book movies.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I remember the first one, like, I watched it when I was younger, and it terrified me.
Oh, yeah. Very bad.
Yeah.
What's your 5th?
My 5th is a movie called Satanic.
Yay! I saw it.
You saw it, right? Wait, you didn't tell me how many axes you give yours.
3 out of 5.
Okay. And your favorite scene?
The dog. My favorite scene is...
Oh.
Help.
The dog's just on the desk.
He's like on me. My favorite...
And now he's licking your hair. Oh, hi.
Stop! My favorite scene... Mira la tía Ale.
Hi. Hi. Oh, hello.
I don't know what my favorite scene is. My favorite scene is Church, the dog, the cat. He's a great actor. The cat is a great actor. And my favorite part with Church was when he was being a little ass and he gets the other 2 kids. He kills one of the kids.
Nice. So like any normal, regular cat.
Exactly. Oh, the kisses. He's giving me kisses. Okay, stop.
Yeah, also he was just kissing the chair, so.
I know.
I think he just wants love.
Yeah. Meanwhile, lady in the background, like, peacefully.
Just chilling.
Peacefully.
Oh.
Okay.
So my 5th is a movie called Satanic.
Mm-hmm.
So for whoever hasn't seen it, so I used to skip this movie all the time, which is weird because it starts the girl from Modern Family, Sarah Hyland.
Yeah.
And I think she's a great actress, but the plot just seemed a little bit like, Okay. Yeah, and so I watched it, and it was actually really good. So technically what the movie is 4 teenagers, or like in their early 20s. That's not teenagers.
That's not teenagers.
4 young adults are going to Coachella. It's like the most 2018, like just 21st century, whatever. First world, Western, whatever. Anyways, so they're going to Coachella, and then they stop by LA to do a tour of the occult because so it's Sarah Hyland, her boyfriend, and then Sarah Hyland's cousin and her boyfriend, and they're both like really they're into the occult. They're into like they think they're goths or whatever. Anyways, so they start doing a tour of that, and then they stumble upon a group who they think they're like trying to sacrifice a girl, and then they save the girl, and then a whole bunch of shit goes down, and then they get cursed by the devil.
As you know, as we all do day to day.
Yeah, you know.
The struggle.
I honestly give it a 2. Yeah. The movie gradually got better. It concentrated on Sarah Hyland's character, which I liked, because everybody else were such horrible actors. This is the thing, is that I give it a 2 out of 5 because of everybody else's acting. Like the beginning was really, the beginning was really like, it was just too much. Like the two like goths or whatever, it was like too much. Like nobody's really like that in real life. Like that intense, and just it's just I thought that was a little lame. But her character was really well played, and she's a good actress, so I like the movie, and the plot was good. My favorite scene actually is when at the beginning she sees remember, this is spoiler alert.
Oh yeah.
So at the beginning she sees like they're driving into LA, and she sees a person like banging or doing something on a window, like of a warehouse, and she's like, that's weird. And so they show her character kind of looking up and be like, oh, that's kind of weird, and then they drive off, and then a whole bunch of shit goes down, and her same character is running around a warehouse, and she goes into a window and she starts screaming, get out. She sees down in the street, she sees their car, she sees themselves.
Right.
And she starts screaming like, get out.
Foreshadowing.
And I thought that was like fucking genius. I loved it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So my number 4 is a movie that I didn't know I would like. That is called Overlord.
Okay.
It's a movie about it's like an old-ish movie, like Second World War, where American soldiers are in Germany, and they touch down on a part of Germany where a small town is like Nazi infested. It's like full of Nazis.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, Nazis, okay, why is this scary? And it's because they want to, they have like a lab close to the town. And when they go to the lab, they notice people are going missing. And inside the lab, they can hear like voices. And basically the Nazis are doing human experiments. And they're turning people into like these super soldiers. But basically it doesn't really work. It just turns them into like dead zombies. And it turns them into like zombies, but like really, really super strong zombies. So it's all about soldiers trying to get in to like get 1, a cure, 2, to rescue the people, and then they actually figure, like the main villain of the movie figures that he could inject himself with the serum and turn into like this big human soldier that's like a Nazi. So it's a Nazi movie with zombies. And I know it sounds really, really like Sharknado-ish. Like it sounds cheap, but I promise you it's awesome. It's so badass. It's like really badass.
No, that sounds... Have you ever seen the movie...
I've seen Zombievers. I've seen Sharknado. I've seen Zombievers 2. I've seen Nazi Sheep. What's it called? I don't remember, but this movie is like nothing like that. It's a good movie.
No, I was gonna ask you if that there is some a Nazi zombie movie. It's called
Dead Snow, or
Dead Snow.
Yeah, but no, it's not. It's not kind. It's kind of the same, but
Okay.
there's like differences. But this movie's badass. It's like it makes you feel like really cool. It's like it's a
Nice.
really cool action suspense movie. Overlord. I remember John and I saw it, and then we started looking up art online, and we saw these posters that had like the Nazis and the Nazi symbolism, but with like horror, with like gore, and I'm like, oh, it's so badass, and now I want one so bad.
I like that. I'm gonna check it out. I love zombies, I swear.
I know, but it's good. It's good, really. Trust me, people.
Trust me. Nice. What do you rate it out of?
3.5 out of 5. 3.5.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Are we in the third? That was fourth, right?
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait, sorry. I have to say my fourth.
Oh yeah. Okay, go.
A little lost here. So my fourth is Blair Witch, not the Blair Witch Project.
The one.
It's Blair Witch.
The one now.
The new one that came out. Yeah, the
Yes.
new one that came out in 2018. 2018? 2017? I can't remember.
I think it's 2017.
2017. It was actually really good. I haven't like really liked a lot of found footage movies ever since Paranormal Activity. That kind of did it for me.
I am a huge fan of found footage movies. I love found footage.
I used to like it a lot, and then Paranormal Activity came and I was like, nobody can top this. Because like that's my sister and I's favorite franchise. It's the Paranormal Activity movies. But then I watched Blair Witch because honestly, I was gonna bring up. I'm still mad that I wasted my time watching The Hallows. That fucking sucked.
The Hollows. Read that? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that movie fucking sucked. Anyways, so where are we? But I watched the Blair Witch, and so technically what it is so if you remember the original, the Blair Witch Project is Heather, who was the girl in the group of people that got lost in the woods. Mm-hmm. This is her little brother. Later on the years, he wants to go out there and do a documentary about him going out into the same woods and looking for her.
Right.
Not looking for her, but like looking for answers, technically what he's looking for. And it's the same shit that goes down, you know, they get trapped in that little like symbol with the twigs and weird shit starts happening and
it's like
the sun never comes up.
It's like
they get lost.
He's living what she went through.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was, I liked it. I watched it and I was like, wow. Like, they found a way of redoing the movie without just making a remake.
Right.
And adding, like, they were able to clean it up to the year. Mm-hmm. Instead of just doing like an old-timey whatever, like a shitty found footage movie, they did it to like, oh well, this is 2018 and this is what it would have looked like if they did it now in 2018. So I really liked it. It was like a polished Blair Witch Project. I loved it.
I agree.
I liked it. Yeah. And the acting was good too. It was believable. So 3 out of 5 for sure.
Good. My number 3 is a little movie called Us by Jordan Peele. Ooh. Now, I know that people didn't understand the concept of the movie because, let's be honest, I didn't either. Like, I came out of the movies and I'm like, what is this movie supposed to be about? I didn't get it. But then I watched theories, I read about it, and then I'm like, holy shit, this movie is genius. Because it has like a whole undertone that you don't realize, but it's like there. Like Get Out. But Get Out, it's a little bit more obvious. Because obviously Get Out is about like racist issues.
Yeah.
But this movie, I'm like, wow, what is this about? And it's about the American dream. And it's about the American dream and how the U.S. tries to, people in the US, you know, like first world, tries to show the rest of the world that they are all powerful, that they are the best, yet we have people in tunnels that represent like who we really are. And that's the tethered and the untethered in the movie. You have to watch like the whole theory on it, but it's a oh my god, I'm gonna kill the dog. But it's a movie that was thought that you have to think about, and I think that's really valid. And I think the movie had some great scenes in it. Did you watch it?
No, I've been wanting to watch it, but
yeah,
I will have to stream it or something.
It has some really great scenes. Like, for example, the fact that all the tethered, that's what they called like the people with the jumpsuits, like the copies of others.
Okay.
The tethered,
yeah, I haven't watched this. I don't know.
Yeah, the tethered. They use scissors only, or the fact that they're all dressed in red, or the fact that they use this campaign from the 80s, which is like the people from the US holding hands. Everything is so well thought out that once you realize that, the movie becomes becomes another movie. It's another movie. And I thought that was so cool. But I understand that people didn't like it. I get it. Because it's not a movie that you watch and you get...
It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. Right. But everything is thought out. Everything is there for a reason. And I love those movies. Concept movies.
Yeah.
And yeah, Us for me is like a 4.5 out of a 5.
Oh, pretty high up there. Nice.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch it because I'll watch it like attentively rather than just watching it and be like, oh, this kind of sucked.
Yeah. Which is what, honestly, like, people go to the movies to distract themselves, not to think more about life.
Yeah.
So I get it that people went and they were like, wow, I don't understand this.
Yeah. So that's what happened to me with, I think it was called The Color of Water. The Shape of Water. Sorry, Color of
The
Water.
one from Guillermo del Toro?
Yeah. Because all of his movies are like that.
Love that movie.
It is amazing. So I went to watch it with two of my friends. And the whole movie, I was like fangirling. Because I know, Guillermo del Toro, you have to watch his movies. Everything means something.
Yeah.
It's not there just because, or like because it looks pretty, it means something. Well, it's also like his work is like visual, just beautiful.
Right.
But yeah, that's what happened to me with that movie. Is that I watched it and I was like, oh my god. And did you see that? That meant that, the other thing, and that connected to this, and then that's what it means. And so like I wasn't talking actually in the movie, but I was like, and I had my friend sitting next to me, and she's like, and so I kind of like went to the side and I said, to the side, and I said, oh my god, did you notice that this and that? And she goes, what do you mean? She was just watching the movie.
She was just watching the movie.
And to me, she was just watching the movie, which is, again, it's a valid thing to do because that's what you go to the movies for. But it kind of upset me a little. It upset me a little bit because I was like, how? Oh god.
It's like, how are they missing this?
How are they missing this? Because that's like the whole magic of it.
Yeah, but for example, I saw Us. I didn't get it. Like, I remember the whole car ride home, John and I were like, what the fuck was that movie about? Like, they even have like little bunny rabbits, like the whole movie, and I'm like, what is with the bunnies? Like, I didn't get it. I did not get it. But then I got home, and I had gone right where the peak of the hype was. And I got home and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch all these YouTube videos. I'm gonna read about it. I'm gonna like try to get inside his head to see what he was trying to do. And then I got it, and I'm like, holy shit, this is genius. and it's so cool that it's not about race, and it's not about like a political issue. It's about the human condition, and that's so cool. I was just like, I'm a fan of Jordan Peele now. Like, ever since Get Out, I'm like, this guy has more than just jump scares in his head, and that's so cool.
Yeah. Nice. I like that. All right. Oh my god, my head is hurting. Okay, I should probably take off my bun up here. Okay, so my third is Wolves at the Door. So this is a movie that I recently discovered. Apparently it came out a couple years ago. I think a couple years ago. I don't even know. So it's about the Sharon Tate and La Bianca murders. And it's just like a home invasion movie, right? I mean, that's what it was. It smells like smoke. Okay. It's just a home invasion movie, of course. I mean, whoever knows about the La Bianca and Sharon Tate murders, is Charles Manson order a bunch of his followers to kill this two set of people's, you know. Well, actually, that's a topic for another.
Let's not get into the technicalities of the Manson murders, because
yeah,
that's a long discussion.
Yeah, well, Sharon Tate wasn't supposed to get murdered, but anyways.
Anyway.
So technically what the movie is Sharon Tate is out for... So the movie opens with, I think it's La Bianca, like the couple.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got invaded in their home before they got murdered, like a couple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they got invaded in their home, like they were like taunting them. That's what they were doing.
Oh, okay.
And then they got murdered the same night that Sharon Tate got murdered. So it was like they were trying to scare them. So it was like a cat and mouse type of thing, right? And so the movie opens with this couple being like terrorized in their homes. They write a bunch of things on their walls, and they cut up their lights and stuff, and they're like watching their home from outside. And then they scare them, and then the police comes. No, nothing to worry about. It's just like, you know, they're just hippies, and they're, you know, there's like a political statement, and they're just trying to scare you. Nothing's gonna happen. Because that's what the police said a bunch of times until these fuckers actually killed people. And then they show Sharon Tate kind of celebrating like a goodbye party or whatever with her friends, which is Sharon Tate, Abigail, Jay, and I can't pronounce the name of the other guy, some Serbian name. And these are the real names. These are the real people, right? So they're just at home, and then they show kind of like how it is set up, and they're kind of like, they go back home, they keep partying, and then the home invasion starts. It is terrifying because the people, so the actors and the group of people that are terrorizing them, like will be Charles Manson's followers.
Mm-hmm.
They never show their faces fully. They're just shadows. So all of the characters are like all of the parts are uncredited. If you look at the...
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah. So they never fully show their faces. They're like shadowy, and they're like dirty, and like long raggedy hairs, and they rarely, they don't talk. I don't think they talk in the entire time. They have no lines.
Damn.
And so that's how like the entire movie I was watching it, I felt helpless because there was nothing they could have done. Yeah. And so actually this one of the scenes was my favorite scene because it freaked me out. I had to turn on my lights, and I never get scared like that, but that freaked me out. Is so Abigail, which was Sharon Tate's friend, was in one of the rooms, and she's just like standing there like packing her bags or something like that. This is before they realized that people was like in the house kind of like watching them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she turns around because she feels watched, and across the room across the hall there's another room that's dark, which is, I think it was gonna be the baby's nursery.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see this girl with long raggedy hair like in the shadows standing there, and you kind of see her smile but not really because it's dark, and she just pulls up her hand like slowly like up to her face, and she says like hi.
Oh no.
And Abigail just goes like, what the fuck? And this girl turns around and just walks further into the room, like, because it was a bathroom that connected to another room. And so she goes looking for her, like, what the fuck, I thought it was one of your friends, because that's the thing that people will come in and out of the house all the time, because, you know, they were famous, they were popular and stuff like that. So this girl's like, oh, I swear I saw a girl, like, come in here, and they couldn't find her. And so, like, I just see myself in that situation, and I would have gotten freaked out, but if I go into the room and I don't see anybody, to me, that's gonna be a ghost.
Right.
So it's not that I wouldn't worry, I would get scared, yes. But it's like I wouldn't have investigated it further.
Right.
And then I'm dead.
Boom.
You know what I mean?
Boom, I'm dead. I died.
So yeah. I really like the movie. It was really good. I recommend it if you like those home invasion, like cat and mouse type of movies. It's very freaky. I give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, 4 out of 5.
I can't wait to watch that movie. It sounds so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
Yes.
Okay. My number 2 is a movie we all know.
Number 2.
We all know. With an actor we all love. That I love especially. Which is A Quiet Place by John Krasinski.
Oh,
I love him. Okay,
so dreamy.
He's so attractive. Anyway.
He is.
So I remember I was gonna watch this movie, and I watched it by myself because John was like, and nobody else wanted to watch it with me because I don't have friends. So you're just like,
weren't you contagious anyways?
Like Ariane yesterday, she was talking about like the whole podcast thing. And I'm like, oh, just let Ale know. Like, I don't have a life. Just let her know, and I can do it anytime. And she started laughing, and she's like, don't say that. And I'm like, but it's true. So I don't have friends. I didn't have anybody to watch.
3/4 of your friends are here, so
I know.
3/4.
2/4.
2/4 of your friends are here.
Yeah. But I didn't have anybody to watch it with, so I watched it by myself. And that opening scene where everybody's like really quiet. Did you watch it?
No, I saw the beginning, and then I don't know why I never actually watched it. I might watch it tonight, actually, instead of Chambers.
Okay, so
Chambers, I want to sit down and like binge it.
The opening scene where they're all in the supermarket and everybody's like being really quiet, and they have like potato chips, but they can't get them because the crunch is too loud. And I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, what is happening? And then they're on the bridge, and the kid, one of the kids, has a toy, and the toy has batteries in it, and it starts like making this.
That's in the trailer, right?
Yeah, and it makes like this huge ass noise, and John Krasinski's running towards the kid, and he's running, and I'm like, what's happening? Why is he running towards the child? And the monster comes and just bye kid. And I'm like, what? And that was so intense for like the first 5 minutes of the movie.
So it's like a beard. A bird box. A beard. Reader, babe.
We were so good during the whole podcast. We didn't say any vines. And now here we are. Technically, I started because I said a child.
Yes,
the child. But the whole opening sequence is so intense that you're like, what is going on? You have to keep watching. And even though they don't explain exactly what's going on, a la Bird Box, at least you can see the monsters. And at the end, it has such a badass female moment that I
really
have to give the movie a big thumbs up and give it a 4.5 out of 5 as us.
Nice.
Yeah. And my favorite part...
Now I'm excited to watch it.
And my favorite part is the baby scene. Because Emily Blunt is John Krasinski's wife in real life and in the movie. She's pregnant. And she has to have the child. Silently. And those whole like 15 minutes are like one of the most gut-wrenching things I've ever seen in movie, because it's pure silence.
What about the baby crying?
Exactly. It's pure silence, and you have this woman about to have a baby, in her house, and there's like you can't make any noise. That part to me was just intense, and I loved it.
Not even on like soundproof basement.
You have to watch the movie.
Okay, I'll watch.
You have to watch it. It'll explain a lot, but the whole thing is very intense. And like I said, at the end, it has such a badass female moment that I repeated it multiple times, just that part. And I swear, it's like 2 minutes. And I repeated it, and I repeated it. And I remember I told John, you have to watch this movie. And we watched it together.
This is what I strive for.
This is what I strive for. And we watched it together. And then the end came, and that badass female part came. And he's like, dude, that was awesome. And I'm like, yo. Wow. And it was so metal, and I loved it. So yay for John Krasinski. I can't wait for part 2.
And Emily Blunt.
And Emily Blunt, obviously. No, but
she had a baby silently.
But John Krasinski wrote it, directed it, and did the whole thing.
Nice.
But he's gonna make a part 2, and I can't wait.
Ooh, okay, I'll watch it tonight, actually, after we're going.
Yay. Ooh, I can't wait. Almost number one. Almost number one. Almost number one. Okay, go.
Okay. So, my number 2 is a movie called 13 Cameras.
Ooh, yes.
Which has a sequel called 14 Cameras.
Boom.
And there's a fifth one. There's a third one coming out called 15 Cameras.
Boom. Creativity at its best.
Boom. Okay, so this movie, I don't even know. Like,
try not to spoil a lot of it, because I plan on watching it also this weekend.
Yes. So I'll tell you what you would read like on the description.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
A pregnant couple, husband and wife, move into a rental home. Right? They have a creepy landlord. You know, from the very beginning, he's watching them with cameras around the home.
13 cameras, 14 cameras, 15 cameras, go.
Okay. Where'd I stop?
Pregnant couple. Has creepy landlord who you can tell is watching them through cameras.
I don't want to say more than that, because I don't want to spoil it. And then 14 cameras, same thing. So this guy scams people through Airbnb to get them into a house, and the house is full with cameras.
Oh boy.
And yeah, he gets off on it, blah, blah, blah. Again, I won't say anymore because I don't want to spoil it, because you're gonna love it. I'm gonna tell you something about this guy. You realize something like this about him the very first time you meet him. First of all, he is gross. He has a weird body. He barely has any lines. And
he's both just silent.
Movies. Yeah, he grunts a lot. Like, They ask him something.
Quesquito.
Yeah. I mean, definitely mentally ill. It's just watching the movie first and second. He's literally the psycho. He's so different from like any other like psycho villain.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the psycho villain that I didn't know I needed in the 21st century. You're gonna love the movie. He's gonna fucking creep you out. And now I think I'm being watched from everywhere. I honestly think there's cameras in my sockets and in my vents. So
I'm gonna tell John that we watched this weekend.
Yeah.
I swear to you, I will watch
please.
it this weekend. I think the Wolves one, I'll watch it by myself, but the other one I have to watch
1 and 2. The second one is even better. So I have high hopes for 15 cameras.
High hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got... Sorry. I'm trying to make myself happy because I'm freaking out.
Oh, okay. So I give it...
High apple pie in the sky.
Okay. Definitely 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5 access. Just because it's not on the top.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I am excited. And I am also excited because my number one movie is a movie that I recently watched, which is called The House That Jack Built.
Eee.
This movie.
Also, I want to watch it, so don't
Is a
spoil it if
movie.
there's anything to spoil.
I won't. This movie is a movie that my favorite director made, which is Lars von Trier.
Okay.
And Lars von Trier has the habit of making long-ass movies that don't make any fucking sense.
Oh.
This movie is a long-ass movie that makes sense. A little bit. Because, yeah,
Okay.
it's Lars von Trier. So, this movie is about a serial killer
Okay.
who you see his whole process in terms of killing somebody. From the stalking to the actual killing, which people were really mad about when this movie came out in festivals because it's very gory. It's like very, very gory.
I have a question. Is this like based or somewhat based or loosely based on H.H. Holmes?
No.
Okay. Keep going.
You would think so because I thought the same thing. I'm like, the house that Jack built,
Yeah.
serial killer, it's like H.H. Holmes vibes,
Yeah.
but no.
Okay.
So, Uma Thurman is in this movie. So is an actor whose name I totally forgot, but he's very well known. And the movie takes you along a serial killer's a journey from stalking to killing.
So it's from his point of view.
It's from his point of view, and he hides bodies in a freezer that he has like in the middle of town. So the movie is called The House Jack Built because he's slowly building something, and inside his mind you see images, right, of him killing and blah blah blah, but you hear his psychologist speaking, like he's going to therapy, and you can hear him and his therapist like conversing and talking
While he's thinking about
while he's killing. And so the movie's very first person serial killer ish, but the interesting part is the end. And that's what you have to interpret. That's when Lars von Trier goes haywire, and you're like, okay, this is a Lars von Trier movie. Because the movie at the end has like
it's Matt Dillon, the guy from The Outsiders. Sorry.
Matt Dillon, that's his name. I'm like something Dillon. But he's like in therapy. He's like trying to be a good person. He's very sociopathic. So he'll also think about what other people mean to him. But no, he speaks a lot on what people mean to him and on what killing is to him. And that point of view is something we definitely do not see.
Wow.
And it's really interesting how Matt Dillon got so into his role that it's actually scary. And the other thing is that I remember I always, every time I hear about a movie, people not being able to finish a movie, or people walking out in movie theaters and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, I have to see this movie. Which happened to me with the movie Raw. Did you see it?
No, I'm scared to watch it.
Yeah, that movie is an experience.
Just because, remember we talked about this, I think. I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast or just kind of this conversation between the two of us. But you know how like I don't want to watch it because I know what it is about. And we were talking about like meat and like when I'm cooking like beef and stuff like that. Not the ground beef, but like a whole steak or something like that, or like veal. My mouth kind of waters. I want to bite into it. And that's not healthy.
Yeah, well, for those that don't know, Raw is a French movie about a girl who who goes into veterinary school, and for her first hazing, she has to eat raw meat, and she's vegan. and she starts like developing a taste for meat. So I remember I heard this movie that people walked out of the movie, that people started like throwing up in between like scenes.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, I have to watch this movie. And then I heard the Lars Van Trier, this one, The House That Jack Built, that people couldn't make it through the movie
Really? Is it really gory?
because it was too violent.
I gotcha.
Not gory per se, but it was very violent. And so, okay, I have to watch this movie. And I can understand where it came from because, for example, there's scenes where, you know how in movies they have like special effects when people like punch each other?
Yeah.
So you punch each other, but the face goes like totally sideways, so you don't really see the punch. No, this one is like very graphically done. So you see and you hear it and you everything.
Wow.
But it's so good. It's so good. It's long as fuck. So good.
It's on Netflix, right?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know, but the whole movie is very realistic up until the end, where it's more like a dream. It's more like a dream, but it's so bizarre.
Wow.
And the movie ended, and I'm like, what?
Wait.
What?
Oh, now I'm excited.
So that's my 4.8 out of 5 because it has like a few flaws, but 4.8.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm excited to watch it now because I thought it was about or like based somewhat on H.H. Holmes.
No.
Okay.
This is a new kind of serial killer.
Ooh, okay. All right. So, oh my god, my allergies are killing me. Like,
the guy has OCD as well.
Really?
So you can hear his process with a crime scene, for example. That he'll like kill somebody, clean it up, but then inside his mind he'll be like, no, there's a stain here, or the police will check here, and things like that. It's very inside his mind.
So 100% is from his perspective.
Totally, 100%.
Wow. That's interesting because you don't see that a lot. All right. So my favorite, my number one is I literally just get like this when I'm around cats. What's happening right now? It's my number one. I'm sorry. You can cut this out if you want. My number one is Veronica, which we mentioned on our last podcast, which is about the position. It's somewhat based in the position of Estefania Gutierrez, the first police documented poltergeist case in Spain in the 90s.
I'm scared. We had nightmares because of this subject. I don't want to get into it again.
So I'm just gonna say it. It's about her position. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
It's really well done. It's very the movie's from the perspective. It's a very like, it's more psychological, like a psychological horror rather than you seeing somebody like, you know, talking.
It's not like
it's
The
not
Exorcist.
Like The Exorcist. Don't think The Exorcist. It's about a girl playing the Ouija board, and then starts having like weird dreams and weird things that start happening to her, and it's just a whole. It's a lot of like, oh, is it in her head? Like, is it just her, or like, is it something really happening?
I love that. I love that in movies where you're like, wait, is this happening?
Yeah, right. Because a lot of the times when something would happen, she would wake up and she would see that, like, she would be like, oh, it was a dream, right? There was a particular scene which I really, I don't know if it was meant to be interpreted that way, but at the beginning when she faints after she gets, like, possessed or whatever, if spirit goes into her, she's in the nurse's room with the nurse, and the nurse is, like, just taking notes. It's like, you know, like, how old are you, and blah blah blah. And so the nurse goes, and are you on your period? And she's like, no. And she's like, so you're 15 years old and you never had your period? And she goes no. And so later on in the movie, there's a scene where she wakes up and there is blood on her mattress, right? And she starts freaking out. She checks all the mattresses into her in her head. that was like, why is there blood on my mattress? There's no way that I should have blood on my mattress. And she thinks this has something to do with like whatever spirit is hunting her.
Right.
But in my mind, I'm like, what if, so like, is it in her head? And like, is she just got her period for the first time and she didn't know that it was her period because her mom is barely home because her mom works a lot?
Or she's maybe like hysterical, and she just doesn't associate her period with like a natural thing.
So like, that's the way, like, there were a lot of scenes that I kind of interpreted like that, like, oh, this is a girl who like, because the mom, you feel really kind of alone, that the kids are really alone because it's like this 15-year-old girl kind of raising her little siblings, right? Because the dad died, and so like the mom is just working from like
constantly,
just all day and all night, right?
Yeah. Those little sisters are the best. They're
they
hilarious.
are hilarious. They make the entire movie.
La hermana muerte.
Oh yeah.
La hermana muerte.
There's a scene, so it's in Spanish, by the way, whoever wants to watch it, if you speak Spanish, if not, if you're comfortable reading subtitles, but I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
So there's a scene where they're outside of the school and then the two little sisters are there, and she goes, Veronica, hermana muerte, which means sister death.
Sister death.
Because they went to a nun school, like a Catholic school that was run by nuns. And so there was one nun that was like really old and she was blind. And so she goes, in Spanish, she goes, oh, she says a word in English, right? So she goes, oh, hey, hermana muerte is looking at you. And so the other one goes, it was like, she can't be looking at her, you dummy. She's like, she's blind. And she goes, wait, do you mean she can't hear anything? And she goes, that's not blind, stupid, that's deaf.
I swear, and they're little kids, and they're little children, and they're like little girls, and it's so funny.
It is.
It's so good.
They make the entire movie, but
Hermana muerte.
Definitely, they're like the comedic relief on the movie, because
very necessary
because the movie it's a very heavy subject. So I will definitely recommend it. 100%.
Yeah,
5 out of 5.
That part is just out of it's just after the possession.
Yeah.
So it's like you just went through like this horrible thing where you saw a girl get possessed, and all of a sudden it's like, that's not deaf, you dummy. That's blind. It's so good.
So 5 out of 5. I really love the movie, and the Spanish knows how to make, like, they know how to make scary movies. I mean, have you ever seen Rec? Have you ever seen what was it, The Orphanage? It's just amazing.
El Orfanato. Oh, that movie's awesome. I haven't seen it in such a long time. I should.
You should.
Guys, don't watch Quarantine. Don't be fooled by these American remakes. Watch Rec. Rec is awesome.
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Genesis.
Not the fourth. 1, 2, and 3.
Sucks, but Genesis, the third one, in the wedding, it's the best one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
That's the best one. Yeah, I agree.
Because that girl is a badass.
I agree.
So.
Yeah. And the other movie we were going to talk about in like joint sisterhood.
Yes.
Before the dog got on the desk again. Okay. So the movie that we wanted to talk about in the joint arms of sisterhood was a movie that came out last year, which we don't think could be in any category. It needs a category by itself, which is Hereditary. Whew. Where to begin?
I don't know.
I seriously waited for this movie to be on demand for months.
Really?
It came out like in April of last year, and I checked every single month, every single site until it came out. And all of a sudden it came out, and I'm like, I have to make a day out of this, and I need to watch this with like popcorn and everything.
Yes.
And I totally regret it.
You shouldn't have had popcorn.
No, I shouldn't have had a popcorn.
You shouldn't have.
I should have just watched it.
So, I don't even know how to explain it without spoiling it, because I really don't want to spoil it for whoever hasn't watched it.
It's a movie about family.
Yeah. And how family can
family.
fuck you up.
And how family can fuck you up.
Yeah.
Do I know much about that?
Mm-hmm. Technically,
but,
it's like, this is a family you have, you're stuck with it.
Yeah.
That's the way I saw it.
I thought it's about grief.
Mm-hmm.
And just a warning, everything you think is going to happen in the movie, it's not going to happen. It's going to blow you away. Like,
He's
I
like,
swear.
oh, this is what's going to happen, and then it just takes a really sharp, like, left turn.
I swear, there's parts in the movie that I was like, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
And then I checked the time, and it was like 20 minutes in. And I'm like, what is happening to the rest of the movie? Because I have no idea what's going to happen. And that movie's genius, in my opinion. And it's not because of like, it's not the greatest story in the world, but it's because of the suspense it puts on so many subjects, and also the acting. Like, Toni Collette in that movie is amazing. And the girl, the girl.
The little girl. What is her name?
I don't remember, but she's genius also.
Yeah.
The movie has these badass shots where you're watching like somebody sleeping, and then boom, cut to a bird without a head.
Yeah.
And that is terrifying.
It's really random. The movie kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Like, it's supposed to make you feel like you're not sitting right on your chair or your bed. It's really... yeah, I loved it. It was so well made.
And the whole ending with like when you see things in the background on purpose. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh man, that fucked me up so much. Because it was, I remember why. Because it was close to Halloween when I watched it. Mm-hmm. And I go outside. Well, I go outside. And people were hanging, like, these really long coats outside. And so, instead of seeing, like, a coat, it looked like a Dementor.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of the movie, and it freaked me out. Yeah, that was it. That was it for me.
Jeez. Yeah, no, I really, because I feel like everywhere you would look, one thing would change. Like, nothing was there just because, and I love those movies. Again, we already talked about this.
Yeah.
And it's a movie that you do have to pay a close eye to it, too, like, to the backgrounds.
Yeah.
And all that, and kind of, like, you can be distracted while watching it. You have to, like, keep up and, like, make sure that you know what the scene before was, so you know what the scene after means.
You understand it. You understand the... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that movie's awesome. It's so good. It's so good. And to end this, I wanted to ask you, what movies are you looking forward to this year? In terms of horror.
In terms of horror, well, It, Chapter 2.
The trailer came out today.
The trailer came out today, and you saw me. I reacted on camera for you.
Yeah. It was funny. You were like, ah, ah, ah.
I know, yeah.
I watched it at work. And I reacted the same way, but I was at work. So that was embarrassing.
Probably. And I don't know, like, I feel like I haven't kept up. I haven't kept up with what's coming out.
I will tell you one that I am very much looking forward to. It's a movie called Midsommar.
Okay.
Which I think is called Midsummer. It's like a festival.
Okay.
But it's about a cult. And in the trailer, they don't show anything. It's very Hereditary-ish.
Okay.
And I can't wait for that movie. Like, you should watch the trailer, but the trailer isn't going to tell you anything. I wouldn't be able to tell you what it's about. Because the trailer doesn't show you shit.
Yeah.
All that they show is, like, people going to this large-ass field where there's other people there, and it's, like, very, like, hippie, flower child kind of thing. And then it starts getting, like, really dark. And you feel like you're in a cult.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm excited about it because it's cults. And It, of course.
Of course.
Oh, there's a movie gonna come out that's called Ma.
Ma?
I don't know if you heard. Ma, yeah. And Octavia Spencer is in that movie. The black lady from The Shape of Water.
Okay.
And it's called Ma, and it's about I think it's about teens who stay in a hostel. I think I'm totally guessing. I forgot totally what it's about.
Okay.
But this lady starts like harassing them, and it won't leave them alone, and they call her Ma. And there's a trailer also. It comes out like in a month.
Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna watch that. I know that Annabelle is coming out. This is the third Annabelle, but I haven't seen... I watched the first one and I kind of... I'll be honest with you. I fell asleep at the movie theater.
Annabelle sucks.
It
The one I want to watch... Annabelle 2 is better.
Yeah.
But I want to watch La Llorona. I haven't had the chance to watch La Llorona.
Yeah, me neither. I do want to watch it though.
Excuse me.
I was supposed to go watch it last week and then I just canceled plans because I wanted to sleep.
No, I want to watch it. I'm going to watch Detective Pikachu this Saturday because apparently that's horror. And yeah, afterwards I'm going to watch Godzilla. That movie's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for Godzilla.
They're coming out with another Godzilla.
It's awesome, Ale.
Okay.
It's called Godzilla King of Monsters. And there's monsters. There's different kind of monsters. There's like a huge ass moth and a huge ass dragon and a what's it called this? A pterodactyl, I think it's called. A pterodactyl. And there are all these huge ass monsters. And Godzilla has to save the world, Ale. Godzilla has to save the world. I'm very excited.
I can see that.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Also, I'm going through a list and, dude, there's another Gallows coming out.
Ew.
Why?
Why?
That movie sucked. Why are they making another one?
It's like when Disney announced like Avatar up to like Avatar 5. And it's like, nobody asked for Avatar. Huh? Avatar 1 was enough.
Wait, what?
You didn't know? Disney released a schedule of all the movies they're gonna release, and they're gonna be on a streaming site.
Okay.
Like Endgame, for example, which is gonna be at the end of the year.
Okay.
And then it was like Avatar 1, Avatar 2, Avatar 3, Avatar 4, Avatar 5, and it's like, we barely have Avatar 2.
Didn't the last Airbender movie sucked?
No, Avatar the blue people.
Oh, why was I thinking about the last Airbender? That's where my mind went. Oh, why do they need so many of them?
2 is enough. 1 is enough. Like, nobody was. I haven't seen that movie since I saw it the first time in theaters. I saw it once.
Yeah, me neither.
It's boring.
It's not boring. I liked the visuals. That's what I liked.
The visuals are awesome. Yeah. Nada que decir. But the rest was like, eh.
Yeah. I went to watch it on IMAX. I remember it was pretty good. My dad kind of drags us to watch it.
Oh, I saw it with my dad too. So yeah, let's end this because I think the episode is like an hour and a couple minutes.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're sorry we didn't like research it, but we wanted to do something chill, and we love movies. So yes. Yay. If you have seen any of the movies we've mentioned, let us know what you think, and also if you have any recommendations, tell us because I am excited. I am excited to watch those movies that you told me that I forgot what they were. 13, 14, 15 cameras. That's what I remember.
13, 14. Oh, I'm gonna text you. You better remember to watch.
Yeah, them. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna text you the trailers also of those movies I told you.
Yes, please. Yeah.
And anything else? Nada else?
No.
Follow us on social media at Undercover Coven, and our email is undercovercoven@gmail.com. And remember to send in your questions for this week. This is the last week.
Yes.
You have until, because today's Monday, so you would have until Friday of this week, because today's Monday. Yes. Sorry. Yeah, you have until Friday, and we're going to record the video on Friday. So we're excited about that.
Yes. I forgot pet of the week.
Oh, pet of the week. Go ahead.
Yes. So I just realized. So somebody on Kills and Chills. Somebody
on Kills and Chills.
One of the girls. It was either Ken or
Ooh, wait.
What?
Say the pet.
The bunny.
It's Ken.
It's Ken. That's Ken's. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, is it a Ken or Dan? So but it also didn't send a name.
But they called it the Bun Bun.
The bun. Oh, it's so cute.
Oh,
So
the
he's
bun
pet
bun.
of the week. I swear, like, this picture has me dying. I just want to hug it.
He's so cute.
And so fluffy.
The little Bun Bun.
The little bun. So he's 3 years old. He turned 3 on May 2nd. So belated happy birthday.
Oh, yay. Happy birthday, Bun Bun.
Yeah. And we did ask about for the name. Her name, and we're calling him and he. We're the worst. She's a girl with a boy name, so her name is Luke.
Oh,
So happy birthday, Luke.
Happy birthday, Bun Bun Luke.
Cute as Bun. Oh my god, so cute. Okay.
We had so many pets. We have dogs, cats, rocks, bunnies. We need a bird. Does anybody have a bird?
If you have a bird, please send us a picture.
Yes. Because we had rocks, so we need a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that note, have a great week, everybody. Watch movies.
Yeah.
Please. And keep the genre alive.
Please do.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.